This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's blog, Zalma on Insurance. Today we explain why insurance litigants should never play games with discovery, and why in the United States District Court, litigants must meet and confer to an impasse before bringing discovery disputes to the court, and why in this particular case, the plaintiff acted inappropriately in pursuing a discovery dispute. In an insurance coverage action where plaintiff alleged that the defendant breached its flood insurance policy by paying less than what plaintiff asserts was the appropriate coverage amount under the policy, there was a dispute as a result of plaintiff's first set of interrogatories and first request for production. On July 2, 2024, plaintiff sought to initiate a local Civil Rule 37 conference to discuss resolution of certain disputed items. The parties met on July 9, 2024. On July 26, 2024, defendant sent plaintiff a letter in response to the July 9, 2024 conference articulating defendant's position on certain discovery requests and agreeing to supplement its production where possible. In Shane Collins v. American Bankers, a August 29, 2024 decision of the United States District Court for the Western District of Washington in Seattle, the discovery dispute was resolved by the United States District Court, finding that the plaintiff did not establish an impasse existed before the discovery discussions. The record did not demonstrate an impasse, and any subsequent conferences or attempt to confer or any agreement in filing the joint submission did not exist. Parties may obtain discovery regarding any non-privileged matter that is relevant to any party's claim or defense and proportional to the needs of the case. If requested discovery is withheld inappropriately or goes unanswered, the requesting party may move to compel such discovery. The court also has broad discretion to decide whether to compel discovery. A party filing a motion to compel under Local Rule 37 may do so unilaterally or jointly. The joint option follows an expedited procedure and affords parties the benefit of same-day noting. Importantly, the parties must affirmatively agree to utilize the expedited procedure. The motion must include a certification that the moving party has in good faith conferred or attempted to confer with the person or party failing to make disclosure or discovery in an effort to resolve the dispute without court action. Close quote. A good faith effort to resolve discovery disputes requires an exchange of information until no additional progress is possible. Here there is no indication that the parties agreed to file the LCR 37 joint submission. In fact, based on the record, it appears plaintiff has entirely neglected the expedited procedure detailed in Local Rule 37 and proceeded without affirmative agreement from defendant. Rather than share an initial draft with the defendant and allow the defendant 7 days to insert its rebuttal, plaintiff instead sent a final draft on July 31, 2024, and then only gave defendant 2 days to respond. Plaintiff ultimately filed the motion 12 days after it sent defendant the final draft. However, the court had no way of knowing if the parties agreed or even complied with the procedural requirements in the meantime, because the only record of discussion between the parties specifically regarding the motion was insignificant. Moreover, after receiving the purported final draft from plaintiff, defendant continued to question the need for a joint motion. The fact that defendant questioned the need for a joint motion even after plaintiff shared the purported final draft demonstrated the lack of agreement. There is also no indication that the parties were at an impasse when plaintiff filed the joint motion. Indeed, post-conference communications showed that the parties agreed and expected that the defendant would continue to supplement its discovery responses. Ongoing discussions after an LCR 37 conference preclude a finding that no additional progress was possible. Defendant also provided plaintiff with at least one supplemental production between the July 9, 2024 conference and the day plaintiff filed the motion. The post-conference communications and supplemental production show the parties had not and have not reached an impasse justifying the court's intervention, and as such, the court concluded that the parties have not met the meet and confer certification requirements of Rule 37. For the foregoing reasons, the court denied the LCR joint submission without prejudice. In my opinion, discovery in insurance disputes often bring about a lack of respect and cooperation between the parties. The courts, by rules like LCR 37, expect the litigants and their counsel to resolve their disputes as much as possible before seeking the assistance of the court. The parties submitted a discovery dispute to the court before they reached an impasse while meeting and conferring about the dispute. They failed to work together, and the joint submission was not joint and not submitted after the parties reached an impasse, and that's why the court refused to help with regard to the discovery disputes. This video was adapted from my blog, Zelma on Insurance, which is available free to anyone who clicks on the URL zelma.com/blog. You can subscribe to the blog and you'll receive notice of every blog posting, usually 5, sometimes 6 a week. And you will also gain access to the more than 4,850 blog postings. You can also subscribe to the videos on YouTube and rumble.com. They're free, as is the blog. And if you do, I'd appreciate it if you click on the like button on YouTube or the thumbs up button on rumble.com. Please tell your friends and colleagues about the blog so that they too can subscribe to the blog and or the videos. And please, if you're interested in further detail about insurance, insurance claims, insurance law, and insurance fraud, consider subscribing to my Substack publication, which is available for a very small fee. Thank you for your attention.